Muted. Whew. Hey, can you hear me now? I'm pretty sure you can. It looks like my thing's going.
He said hi to everybody.
I said hi to everybody. Man, I am not looking forward to talking about the news from the week. But there was some exciting stuff we got to announce this week.
See, there's some good news.
Yeah, Maud's pointing out there is some good news. We got to announce the Harrow County Complete Edition, which is going to be a hardcover slipcase and going to have the whole Harrow County story in one volume. And here's the art for the cover of the book. We designed it so I don't have a good way to show like a rendering of it, but we designed it so it'll look like Emmy's dresser drawer, where you pull out the drawer and you can see the skin in there. Kind of a reference to the cover of Harrow County #1. I think it's going to be really fun. I think it's going to be a really fun book. So I did this, and I had to do it in 3 parts. The slipcase, I did this big piece, and I actually did the Harrow County text on here digitally because it looks like a little cross stitch thing, and it is took forever. Even doing it digitally took me for friggin' ever. The most disturbing book cover I've ever seen. Thank you, Emma. We did long time ago. I tell the story all the time, but a long time ago we did posters of the cover of Harrow County #1, which shows like the skin coming out of the dresser drawer, and we were handing them out for free at a convention, and it was so funny because there was a bunch of people where I'd be like, "Hey, do you want a free poster?" And they'd come over and be like, "Yeah, I want a free poster," and I'd hand it to them, and they'd be like, "Oh no, I do not want that free poster."
And that was before the book came out, wasn't it?
That was like I think it was soon after it came out.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a scary thing. I wouldn't want to like hang it in my bedroom, really.
A wooden VHS tape.
This is the back side of the slipcase, and it's got a little furniture badge. It's the Bun and Crook furniture and cabinets.
You're the first ones to see this.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you could actually see this at all in the press release and stuff.
I don't think it showed it.
Yeah. So there's that, and then the other big announcement this week was.
Wait, before you go though, you didn't say that pre-orders are open.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Pre-orders are open, and it'll be available in time for Halloween. October 28th is when this is coming out. And then the other big news is, and I don't know when the Lonesome Hunters Library Edition is coming out.
Let me look it up.
I think it's coming out towards the end of the year, but here's some of the artwork for that cover. I did it in 2 pieces. I did basically a bottom half, and then the top half is I repainted basically the same image that's on Lonesome Hunters #1. October 1st, I hear. Wow, October is going to be a Tyler Crook month.
That's a good month for horror comics.
Hey, comic shows. It's good to see you.
Hey, Chris.
So I like this part in particular. I think this turned out nice. There's a lot of really fun trees. And if you look at, I don't have a really good way to show it, but if you look at the cover, it's like only this much is on the front cover, because this is the dust jacket. So this is the wraparound part of the dust jacket. Yeah, so that's my big news for the week.
And just to reiterate or whatever. Yes, the Lonesome Hunters collection comes out October 1st in bookstores and October 2nd in comic shops.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you could hear that. Lonesome Hunters Library Edition comes out October 1st in bookstores and October 2nd in comic shops.
Can y'all hear me when
Yeah.
I talk?
Yeah, can you guys hear Maat?
Awesome.
Was Kong a gentleman? We sort of hear Maat.
Okay.
Yeah. We're talking about maybe getting a second microphone for Maat, but I don't know. Like everything I always say about this channel, it's like we try to keep it low effort. And it's sort of increasingly becoming more of a setup, which isn't bad. Like it's been fine, but yeah.
I'm having fun hanging out in here with you.
Okay, so what we're working on today is Colonel Weird. And I did a little bit of work over the week. I did the floor. You can see I printed it out. I put the grid on there in Clip Studio and I printed it out. And then, light boxed it onto here. And then I just did the yellow wash just before the stream started. Because that part always takes a little while to dry. Oh, we love Maat. Everybody loves Maat. There's nothing weird about face planting on the kitchen floor. Yeah, you don't see, it's just off frame, but he's like slipped on a rolling pin or something and is doing a flip.
Hi, Bo.
Hey, Bo. All right, so yeah, I guess it's time to get started. You know what? Will you hand me... Is there a Colonel Weird trade in the bookshelf over there?
I bet.
I need some reference to make sure I don't screw up his colors. Nothing to say about Ed Piscor. I don't know if I want to talk about Piscor tonight, unless people feel really strongly about wanting to talk about it. Oh, the white glove. I haven't worn a white glove in a little while, and I don't know why, but I haven't really needed it. I mean, I guess when it gets hotter and my hands get a little sweatier, I might need my white glove some more. Is there a Corporal Weird action figure? I think you mean Colonel Weird. But no, as far as I know, there is not. I don't think there's action figures for any Black Hammer stuff, which there really should be. A degree in toy design. That's cool, Keith. That's something I did not know you could actually have a degree in. Do you bring watercolors with you to, say, cons or life drawing? Yeah, I usually, when I haven't done life drawing in forever. I've actually been on the hunt to find some figure drawing stuff that I could do um, recently, but I have not found anything closer than about an hour away. Um, but yeah, I do. In fact, I just bought this little guy. It's empty. I haven't filled it up yet. To have a little travel set of my tube colors. Although I am a little bit nervous. Like I usually, so I have my big old palette over here, which isn't even super big for a watercolor palette, but it's pretty portable. Like I've taken this to conventions in the past, and it's actually traveled just fine. But this seemed like a more manageable way to bring watercolors with me. Dr. Sketchy's in Seattle. Oh. Yeah, man, like when I lived in Portland, there's a ton of figure drawing stuff, and I had actually only ever went to one or two of them while we were there. It was wasted on me. And now I'm getting that itch like I need to be doing a little bit more intentional studying of stuff. But everything's so far away. Like the closest one was about 20 minutes away from my house, which would have been fine, but they stopped doing it when COVID hit, and they haven't started up again. But yeah, man, if I could go, especially going in Portland, you can't go to a figure drawing class without like hanging out with other cartoonists, which is fun. I enjoy the challenge of timed drawing, so you focus on gesture. Yeah. Yeah, no, the time limit is a huge. It's a great tool for making you learn how to draw what's important.
Hello, Cooper.
Hey, Cooper. Try to hit figure drawing once a week. Challenge sometimes, but very fulfilling. Yeah, you know, like I started doing figure drawing very seriously in my early 30s because I hit a point where this is back when I was still doing video game stuff, and I really realized that I wasn't as good of an artist as I thought I was, or as good an artist as I wanted to be. And I did figure drawing just basically every Saturday for maybe 2 or 3 years, and it's the biggest improvement I've ever seen in my work. It's so helpful. There's a cat rescue here that has drawing nights. That's fun. The cats are all loose and you just draw them. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for coming in, Cooper. I really appreciate it.
And we have we have a couple of people that have other degrees too. Pippi has a degree in visual communication design, industrial graphic and interior design.
Oh, wow.
Basically.
I would like to have a degree sometimes. Like, it's not really useful 99% of the time, but
it would be fun to do it again.
But yeah.
But your professor said if you already have the work you want.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of reason to go back to school for nothing. Although I will say, being able to teach would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of places that won't hire you as a teacher unless you have a degree.
Mm-hmm. says drawing live cats is hard. They don't stop moving.
Yeah, I can imagine those cats have got to be wigglers.
And I bet you Comic Tropes has 2 Bengal cats, and I bet you they are very wiggly.
Yeah, those Bengals always seem like they're very high energy.
Keith says both of their cats are sleeping right now. One on you. Oh, lucky. I should just draw them right now.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Colonel Weird needs a cat.
I feel like there's got to be a really good pun name. Cattle Weird. That doesn't work.
What's higher up than a colonel?
Oh, I do not know my military. Oh, a robot cat. Yeah.
Oh, a robot cat to withstand all the weirdness.
A parrot. Like he's some sort of space pirate.
Major Meow.
There we go.
General Ginger. Yeah, I think Colonel Weird would have a ginger cat.
Yeah, no, a ginger cat would for sure be the one detached from time and space.
Yes. Cooper says their cat has been sick, but is doing better. Yay.
Oh, good.
But even then is still a terrible life drawing model.
I think most cats are terrible life drawing models.
Unless
That's
they're
why.
sleeping.
That's why when you see like old classical paintings with cats in them, they always look like really weird monsters.
Pippi asks if any of us are using Daz, D-A-Z. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what Daz is.
Let me look it up. The 3D modeling software?
Pippi, you talking about the 3D modeling software?
Yes.
I have never used Daz. In fact, I don't know if I've ever really heard of it, unless it's something like what is is it DAZ that stands for something?
Pippi uses it for reference on poses.
Oh, interesting. Most of the pose reference I use is taking photos of myself.
The website says that it has pre-made 3D models. Tens of thousands of them.
Oh.
That are fully rigged, and then you can pose them and put clothes on them.
Oh, that could be really handy, actually. I'll have to look into that.
Pippi says, set up your pose, then view it from any angle.
I have used, I forget what they're called. I have these little gray action figures that are highly posable that I've used occasionally. And I have used the 3D models in Clip Studio Paint, too. I find them really hard to set up. Like, it takes forever to get the pose and the camera just right. My aunt brought me the little guys. Like, I use these guys fairly often, not super often. But they're pretty cool. I only paint with unicorn hairbrushes. It makes it hard to paint. Yeah, no, it would really limit your painting options.
Emma has those same figures.
They're fun, right, Emma? That and your cell phone camera, and you can get some good reference going sometimes.
Keith uses Clip Studio for the 3D models sometimes.
Yeah, the 3D models in Clip Studio are like kind of useful, but they're a little bit like manga centric, I think.
Comic Trips asks if those figures are by SH Figure Arts.
I don't know if those are by SH Figure Arts.
Maybe it says on them. Will you come over? Oh. Or look.
I bought them so long ago. Like, I've had these for probably 5 years. And there is not a single mark on them anywhere.
They might be Body Coon. Oh goodness, that's
Oh.
a terrible pronunciation. Body KUN dolls.
I think that is what they are. Bodycoon is what I think those figures are called. I'm glad you take care of your toys. They're action figures. They're collectibles, not toys.
Do you remember if they came with different hands?
They did come with... Did they come with different... I feel like they came with like a couple... different hands, and maybe like a few accessories, like a little handgun or something.
Chris at Comic Trips asks if you could travel anywhere, where would you love to go?
If I could travel anywhere. Man, I kind of want to go everywhere. Like, I would love to go to Africa. I would love to go to Antarctica. My favorite place I ever traveled for work was when I went to Portugal, and we went to the Bea Comics Festival, which was like the creme de la creme of comics festivals. It was so nice and so much fun, and I like Portugal a lot. Yeah, I'd like to go to Asia. I'd like to visit Japan and China.
Hello, Michael.
Hey, Michael. Obrigado. Oh, Iceland would be fun. Yeah. Maybe in the summer though. Yeah, the Bea Comics Festival is really small, but it's like it's not like a normal convention. It's much more like an art show. There was 5 or 6 guests, and we all sent over like 10 pieces of art, and then they set up a beautiful gallery display of it all, and then
They even built props to like really feature the
yeah,
art.
yeah, they had like it was just beautiful displays of the work, and then instead of like sitting at a table all day trying to sell stuff, they just set you up with a table to do signings for a couple hours a day,
And it was a cute little just like
Re-
cafe table.
and it was a really small town in sort of central Portugal. It was like about an hour and a half drive from the coast.
It was very cozy.
Hot as hell. It was in the summer.
I meant like just like how
Yeah, it was like
to
just
interact with the fans was very cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did post pics. It was before the pandemic.
Yeah, it was maybe a year before the pandemic.
Was it?
Yeah, I
thought
think
we
it
had
was.
just gotten back from, and then okay, never mind.
Maybe it was. I don't remember.
I don't either.
But it was one of those that we were like, yeah, I think it had to have been the year before the pandemic started,
Okay.
because I remember we were so happy after that we were like, we should just, even though I know they're not going to bring me back as a guest next year, we should just come back next year.
Yeah.
But then I think we couldn't because of the pandemic.
So Dylan would love to go to Greece and Norway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to go to both those places.
Keith would like to go to Japan.
Japan is amazing. I mean, going to Japan would be amazing. I've never been there. I would really like to go.
Comic Trips went recently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Chris says that,
Lake Como Arts Festival.
yeah.
I have not heard of that.
Buff says there's lots of comic festivals in Europe that they'd like to go to.
Yeah, I've never been to Angoulême. I would love to do that.
Comic Trip says, well, he went in October to Japan, but he wants to see so much of the world, but keeps on going to Japan. It's like forcing yourself to choose a new meal at your favorite restaurant.
Yep.
And then Tugboat asks if we saw the eclipse in 2017 when it was in.
Oh, we
when could
did
see
see
it in
the eclipse. I have a time lapse of it somewhere. I might have posted it on Instagram. But that was an amazing experience. Yeah, if you guys are anywhere close to where you can see the eclipse that's coming up, I highly recommend it. It is one of the it's just such a wild and beautiful experience. It's very cool.
Just don't hurt your eyeballs doing it, y'all.
Yeah, just remember, don't look directly at the eclipse.
Or even if you're wearing glasses, only do it for a couple of seconds and then look away and then look back. Pippi's gonna see it.
I have the glasses from last time. Yeah. Oh, that's nice, Pippi. I'm jealous. I don't think we're going to get it at all. I don't even think we're going to get partial where we are.
Kelly says she's bummed she doesn't get to see the eclipse. It's supposed to last for
4 minutes.
4 whole minutes. So long. Aw, Pippi says it's supposed to be clouded where they are.
Oh, no. I bet you'll still get, like, a pretty wild effect, even at the clouds. Because it'll get really dark in the middle of the night, or in the middle of the day, rather. Actually, I don't know what time the eclipse is hitting. Is it going to be, like, morning or afternoon or what?
Dylan says that they might get a partial eclipse in Arizona, but Kitty's too far north to see it. But saw it in 2017.
Man, 2017 is so long ago now.
Bo says that as a kid, I assume it's the adults would explain that you, if ever you even glance towards the eclipse, your face would melt like in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That is a scientific fact.
Pippi says where they are, the eclipse is happening at 4:30.
Okay. That's a good time.
Chris at Comic Tropes says, any advice for choosing a palette when dealing with unique lighting like dusk or things like that?
Oh. Man, I don't know. Like, that's... I guess the only advice I would give is to look at... James Gurney has a couple videos about color gamuts, and about limiting like the color ranges of stuff, and that is the like that's the color theory thing that I think about the most and that I find the most useful is his video on that. He does in his video he does a couple examples of just shifting the color gamut of a scene where you man, I can't even explain it. Yeah, I just go watch it. Oh, nice. Well, say hello to your wife. I mean, I guess she can hear me. So, hello, Comic Strope's wife.
I don't know if it would be any of these. I didn't see any that said lighting.
Yeah, I don't know which one. Yeah, I think it's more in this book.
Oh, okay.
Are Gurney's examples also in his book on light and color? Yes, Kitty. Those are that's exactly the stuff I'm talking about. He does like a circus, the casino in Las Vegas. Just a shot from the parking lot where he shifts the color gamut on that, and it's really extraordinary. And the thing about colors that is so like messed up is that they aren't like the way we perceive them is not consistent. Like a color is only a color based on its relationship to the colors around it. So when so when you pick a color, it can be like if you're trying to paint a sunset, you might move everything to the orange. But if something is, for example, blue, instead of adding orange to blue, you would move it to gray, a little more desaturated. Oh.
I marked it.
Ma, it's going around grabbing the book so I could show it.
I've already marked it. Maybe I didn't.
No, not the part I was talking about anyway. Where's that? This is a great book, by the way.
You didn't get it in camera, I don't think.
Yeah.
There we go.
I have an original Gurney drawing of a dinosaur he did real quick for me. I can't find it. Oh no, Keith. I got mine right here. Yeah, this is a pro tip. If you order books from James Gurney's website, he'll do a little sketch in them. At least he used to. I assume he still does.
Chris says he's grateful for the info, but hopes he's not slowing you down too much.
Oh, no, it's fine. Yeah, I don't think the examples I was thinking of are actually in this book, maybe.
Oh, sorry, honey.
No, that's okay. It's not your fault. James Gurney didn't put it in.
Keith has an original Gurney drawing of a dinosaur, but can't find it right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Keith is getting their Tyler Crook original framed tomorrow.
Ooh. I forgot what you have, Keith. I'm more interested in playing with the eyedroppers, right? Those eyedroppers are really fun and useful. The FW inks have those too, and it's it's a huge help actually. Oh, that's right, the sword spot illustration. Oh, that'll be nice. Yeah, please share photos when you get it back from the framers or whatever. I'd love to see that.
Oh, we were in the middle of a conversation when you popped in. Moving Picture Massacre. I didn't say hi. Hello.
Hello. Any new works with Cullen in the future? Nothing planned right now. We got the Harrow County Complete Edition coming out, and other than that, no, there's not a lot. We have, like I said, there's nothing planned. I guess the only thing is I am doing a cover for an upcoming book of his, but I don't think I can say what just yet.
Rudak asks, hey Rudak, asks, is the Lonesome Hunters book gonna be oversized, like treasury sized or similar?
It's gonna be the exact same size as the Harrow County Library editions. So if you've seen those,
pretty big.
They're bigger than the trade paperbacks, but they're not giant. Like they're not like artist edition size or nothing.
But it is gonna have everything in there. So there'll be more pages.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like 2 trades in one hardcover.
Keith asks, will we get more Tales of Harrow County at some point? Maybe a volume 2 library?
Man, I would love to, but I kind of doubt it, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't think those just didn't sell very well, and I don't know if Dark Horse is interested in pursuing those. Yeah, I haven't talked to Cullen in a while. I should give him a call and just see if there's any more Harrow County stuff we want to do. I'm sure he'd be down for it if we could get, a publisher interested.
Pippi said that they had a good time rereading Lonesome Hunters the other day.
Oh,
To
nice.
refresh their memory.
Yeah, I haven't actually read it in a long time. I should sit down and have a little reread my own self.
Tuglu says with the colors that are in this particular kitchen that you're painting right now, that they don't think they'd like to hang out in the kitchen for long. This is Colonel Weird's kitchen.
It's a little...
Colors.
Yeah, this is actually leaning
Like
a little
70s.
bit 70s more than 50s.
Yeah. Chris at Comic Trips is asking, will you do a live stream play, like a live play of the Harrow County board game?
Oh, probably not. I've said this before, I'm not a board game guy. I have a lot of childhood trauma around playing board games that I don't enjoy revisiting. Hey, Kevin. It's good to see you. Orange Formica kitchen counters when I was little. We had them at one of the places we lived in, San Diego. They were orange Formica with like a golden print in it somehow, like a gold fleck print.
It was glorious.
Yeah. Is Dark Horse the same as Image, where you can move the title to another publisher because you hold the rights, or would Dark Horse hold on to the title and not let you guys shop it around? The deal with Dark Horse is similar to it's similar but not exactly the same as Image. Like, Cullen and I own Harrow County, and we could definitely go to a different publisher if we wanted to and do more Harrow County with a different publisher. But the books that Dark Horse has published, we could not reprint at another publisher until they've gone out of print at Dark Horse for a while. I tried to get into board games. I just couldn't do it. Same with video games. Yeah, board games are like... Modern board games are so complex. It takes like a real commitment to be able to learn and play them, I think. Kind of the same with video games. Like, I love Zelda, and I've played hundreds of hours of Zelda, but there's too many buttons. Like, I can't pretend that it's easy. Like, there's just too many buttons. Have you thought about doing any Kickstarter crowdfunding projects? I have thought about different stuff. Like, I have the Harrow County soundtrack that I would love to do like a vinyl release of. But the smallest like print run you can do of a record is about 500 copies, and it'd cost about $3,000. And I just haven't tried. Like, that's actually not a lot for a Kickstarter, but I haven't felt like I don't know if there's enough demand for that. If you and if you're interested in the Harrow County soundtrack, it's Bandcamp Friday today. If you go on Bandcamp and look up Harrow County, if you buy a copy, all of the money will go to me today.
I've tried to get Tyler to play Mysterium, and he does not enjoy it as much as I do.
Yeah, poor Mott.
I'm fine.
They like board games, and I do not. Shoot, I screwed that up.
Uh-oh.
I think that'll work. This lid is orange because it's got orange on it. And the strawberry one should have a little red lid.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's unmuted.
Michael says they've been sucked into a few modern board games, but it was always the art design that sold them, not the gameplay.
Yeah, I will say that like modern board games are gorgeous. Like the production quality on those are so like just mind-boggling. Even like, not to toot my own horn too much, but the Harrow County board game is like, I can't believe how beautiful that thing turned out. The off the page games did such a great job. Would it be fun or annoying to paint it all in grays and then digitally add colors?
You've done that before.
I've done that before. It's kind of hard. Like the problem with painting it in grays is that it tends to look very, even after you color it, it tends to look very desaturated and kind of muddy. I did the Witchfinder book with Dave Stewart colored that, and he managed to do, I think, a really good job at he like tinted all of the grays so that they were a little bit purpley, I think, and then colored on top of that, and it made a difference. It looked really good, I thought. Yeah, I think that's actually an okay way to do to color like watercolor, to do like a combo digital watercolor effect. But it is hard. It's hard to get it to look good. I don't know if it speeds anything up in any way. Like, it's definitely faster. It was faster for me to color a black and white page than it is for me to color a full color page by like a lot. Like, I think I would tone 4 or 5 pages in a day as opposed to painting 1 page in a day. But it's a compromise. It gives you compromised results, I think. I think I want to do a little bit of a pattern on the curtains, but I think I'm going to do that in colored pencil at the very, very end.
Michael says, I feel like Dave Stewart has gone past colorist and is now just a wizard.
Man, Dave Stewart is so good at his job. I swear they just need to rename the coloring Eisner to just be the Dave Stewart Award for Coloring, and so they can stop giving it to him. What instruments do you play? I don't know if I play any. Well, no, I play a lot. I don't play anything especially competently. I think guitar is probably my best, and a little bit of piano. The music stuff that I do is like really kind of focused on writing music. And recording. So I've learned like over the years just a ton of different tricks for getting stuff, like playing something correctly once and then looping it in the computer and that kind of thing. But the Harrow County soundtrack is all, it's like keyboard and digital sampling of stuff, but it sounds like, I guess it's pretty orchestral sounding. I don't know. I was kind of inspired by Peter and the Wolf. So there's a lot of, well, I would say oboe, but I think I actually used bass clarinet samples more because they actually sounded more like oboes. Did you like the Disney version of Peter and the Wolf? I don't remember it actually. I'm sure I've seen it, but I don't know. I don't have any recollection of it.
I'm pretty sure you and I watched it. Seems
There was a
familiar.
Peter and the Wolf stop motion thing that
That's
I
the one I'm
watched
thinking
recently,
about,
but I don't
yeah.
think that was Disney.
Oh, yeah, no, it wasn't. Dylan says they watched at least 5 reviews on the Dr. PH. What is it? Dr. PH. What's the name of that?
The P.H. Martins, Bombay, and
P.H.
Indie
Martins.
Ink,
Yeah.
and none of them mentioned how smelly they are. Yeah, I
I'm
don't.
wondering what kind of smell that would
Yeah,
be.
what do they smell like? Like I think the like India inks are traditionally made out of charcoal and shellac. And shellac usually just smells like alcohol because that's what they use to thin it. Tula's upstairs napping, I guess. Yeah, I haven't heard her. She hasn't come ticking around lately. was down here when we first started, but she left right away, it seemed like.
She's taking a nap too.
Yeah.
I gave them treats before the show.
Oh, yeah. You know, Michael actually points out a lot of maybe they've off-gassed. That happens, but also like India inks can
Spoil?
they can spoil. They can go moldy. I know people like Becky Clunan has talked about keeping her inks in the freezer if she buys extra so that they don't go bad. That's a brand new smell. Yeah, that might be a bad sign, Dylan.
Maybe, says Dylan. And Kitty also didn't know that they go bad. That they can go bad. Paints
Yep.
can go bad too, right?
It depends. Like the watercolor I use actually uses honey as a binder because the honey is also antibacterial, and so it prevents them from going bad. But it's not perfect. Like I think I think stuff can still grow in them if you wait long enough or under the right conditions.
Michael says, freezer inks. I think my wife would have questions. And Michael asks, do you have a favorite instrumental soundtrack? Maybe something that you enjoy writing to or working with?
Yeah, I do. There's a German band called let me look them up real quick. They do stuff that sounds like Twin Peaks. It could be a Twin Peaks soundtrack. And I like them a lot, but I could never. It's something gore. Oh man, and it's gonna. Oh wait, I know where to find it. Under this playlist.
They like
there it
the
is.
page being displayed upside down. It looks cool.
It's this band called Borin and Der Club of Gore. And I'm not going to play it for you because of YouTube. But like I said, it sounds like Twin Peaks. It's like electric pianos and vibraphones and stuff, and brushed drums. And I write to that a lot. It's real spooky, but it's good stuff.
Some other.
The Brothers Bloom score. I haven't heard of that.
And then Moving Pictures Massacre said that they listened to a lot of Goblin while working.
Oh, I have heard of Goblin, but I don't know if I've ever listened to them. Oh, that reminds me though, another really good band is Godspeed You, Black Emperor. They're a very good instrumental band. I don't listen to a lot of soundtracks, but the instrumental stuff I listen to is like, oh, you know what? And there's a Polish piano player that I really enjoy named Hana something. Oh, Hane, Ronnie? Hane Ronnie. She's great. Really pretty, like, very arpeggiated pianos.
Goblin did the Dawn of the Dead soundtrack from the 70s.
Oh, really?
That's amazing.
I did not... For some reason, I always thought Goblin was like a contemporary band. They just sound contemporary. Like they sound like... what's that, like, industrial noise band? Locusts or something like that? Italian. Oh, yeah. Who's the guy who did all of the, like, Good, Bad, and the Ugly soundtracks? That's one that I actually listen to pretty regular. Really great guitar stuff.
Kevin says, don't listen to that while operating heavy machinery. It has been known to put you to sleep.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, Ennio Morricone. That dude's awesome.
If you like him, try out Federale.
Federal. Okay, yeah. Actually, I should write that down before I forget.
I can write it down if you want me to.
Yeah, I'll put it in here.
They're from Portland. MSS.
Oh. And I'll make a point to listen to Goblin, too. The gore one. Somebody asking for that name again?
Rudak.
Yeah.
Twice. Sorry, Rudak.
Boren and Der Club of Gore is that band.
shadow you did there.
Yeah, it seems really dark, but I think once I do the rest of it, it'll feel more correct. Because the light source is the window, but since we don't see the sun, it's only indirect light. So it'll be bright, but it won't be like blowing out the edges of the window or whatever. I don't think. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Seems like it'll make him pop, unless he's also shadowy. I don't know what you're doing. Do your watercolors change value a lot when drying? Kitty asks.
Yeah, they almost always get lighter as they dry, and they definitely lose saturation as they dry too. Like I'm always kind of shocked at how dark you can go on your first pass of a color, and it'll always lighten up a lot.
Dylan says that they liked the YouTube recommendations, like Darling, Void Runner, and Fall Away, all by Alone in My Room.
Oh, is the band called Alone in My Room?
I think so.
Last few months. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Keith, this is Payne's Gray. It's a very handy gray color. A little bit purple, but not too much.
Moving Picture Massacre says your recent Hellblazer cover with Swamp Thing on it was great.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really proud of that cover. I think that is one of my top 10 covers I've ever done.
Have you ever done any interiors, Phil?
For DC?
For Swamp Thing?
No, I've never done.
So.
Yeah, I've never done like interior pages for DC at all.
Doesn't mean you wouldn't.
Doesn't mean I wouldn't. I've done a couple short things for Marvel. I was supposed to do... Well, I don't know if I was supposed to, but came this close to doing the Man-Thing book with R.L. Stine and had to pull out at the last minute because I was so deep in Harrow County stuff and I could not... I was already committed. But that was a tough one to say no to. Although that book was a little bit of a mess. But I will say that R.L. Stine is a great dude and was wonderful to work with. And I did get to do a short story for that.
I think that was his first time writing a script, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was his first comic he'd ever done.
And like first comic strips usually are pretty rough. Wouldn't you say? First time?
Yeah. Well, especially if you're used to doing like screenwriting stuff, it's such a different it's such a different thing. Like it's a completely different animal.
Yeah, Moving Picture Massacre. He did do the cover for it.
Oh yeah, I did do all 4 covers actually.
That was not called Swamp Thing though. It was called
Oh, Man Thing,
Man Thing.
not Swamp Thing. I say that all the time.
Oh wait, no, I think. Sorry, I think Moving Picture Massacre is asking about the Hellblazer cover with Swamp Thing and La Llorona, or the. La
Yeah, I
Llorona
did
cover?
do a Swamp Thing and La Llorona cover for a Hellblazer comic.
But you did not do the interior.
Did not do the interiors.
And for the R.L. Stein one, you did do the covers, but you had to back out from doing the interiors.
Yeah, and also that was Man Thing and not Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Michael asks, do you ever use masking liquid or frisk it? Does it make things easier or more time consuming?
I have used Frisket. In fact, I don't know if you remember when I did the Zelda commission recently. I used Frisket for that to mask off Link. And I don't know if it like speeds things up or slows things down, but it just definitely takes some forethought about how you're going to use it and have a plan. And like one of the things I like about watercolor is that I can work kind of spontaneously. So I don't always have a strong plan when I'm going in, which makes it fun for me.
Now you just wet the part of the floor that is closest to the viewer, but you didn't wet the part that you're painting
because
right now.
I did that because I knew when I went to put down paint it would be wet, so I didn't have to add more water to there.
You did that so that what you did put down kind of blends in and fades off.
Yeah, the idea was to do it like a gradient. And then I'm just now using clean water to smooth out that gradient a tiny bit. And I'm going to hit it with a hairdryer to lock it in. Masking fluid always dries before I can use it all. Yeah, man, I've never had good luck with masking fluid. I've tried it a bunch, and it has like destroyed my paper every single time, and I don't know exactly what I'm doing wrong. I'm sure it's user error because I see people do it all the time on YouTube and what have you.
Cooper says Swamp Thing is a character that is a real treat to draw. You can interpret the character visually in so many different ways.
Yeah, I agree. And Swamp Thing was one of my, well, specifically Nestor Redondo's Swamp Thing was like one of my biggest art influences when I was young and just starting to get into comics. Okay. Reminds you of Jello. It is very glowy right now. I'm going to hit him with a little bit of a shadow in a minute, and it'll put him in the space, but he's very glowy. I had thought, I think I talked a little bit last week about, I was thinking of coloring him so he had a different light source on him, but I think that would have just looked like a mistake and not actually looked like an intentional choice.
Every time you turn it upside down, people think it looks so good.
Whenever he goes right side up.
Yeah. It does look cool.
Yeah, it does look cool. It could actually hang that way.
Yeah. It would seem appropriate. I mean,
Yeah.
he is Colonel Weird.
I don't know, the composition feels wrong to me that way. Like, this way it feels more right. I don't know. That's weird.
Dylan says, I think this might be the last time I get these Dr. P.H. Martins. The fumes are making me cough. Put a mask on, Dylan. Open your window.
Yeah, that sounds like you got a bad batch or something, man.
Can you open them when you're at the store? Or are they plastic? Do they have like the cellophane
I
plastic
think you could
on?
open them.
Dylan's all high on fumes and saying that reversing the image is more disorienting, which makes sense for the character.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Rudak. Yes, please like the stream, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you like it. If you don't, that's fine. Oh, Michael says they wonder if putting the image upright, how you had it in your head, is why you think it looks more right. But
yeah, I think that's...
everybody else, it's a brand new image for them. So...
I think that's likely. It's also the, like the thing where you flip your artwork and you can see how things are skewed in ways that you can't see without flipping it. I think there's a little bit of that going on, but I think Michael's right.
Michael says Dylan is causing everyone to have this massive rush to everyone's art supplies to check to see if they're spoiled or not.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Forgot you're not on daylight savings time anymore. Yeah. One of these days we'll get rid of our non-daylight savings. Pray for us.
Keith says that they bought walnut ink, a about 6 years ago.
Oh.
And they haven't used it, so it's probably moldy. But the label itself says to just dig out any mold.
That's interesting. I have I feel like I might have some walnut ink around here someplace. I bought it and messed with it and did not care for it. But it's got its uses. Thanks, Dylan, for keeping everyone safe.
Cooper asks, you might already have answered this, but the dark line work on the figure, is that ink pencil, or colored pencil?
The line work on here is FW ink,
Brown.
burnt umber. And then once I finish the shadow pass, I'll go in with black ink actually and reinforce some of the lines, not all of them, but some of them. And I will use the black ink actually to darken some shadows also. Yeah.
People are catching Mark up on everything, all the announcements that he missed so far.
Oh yeah, we went over. We looked at some of the original art from the Lonesome Hunters trade and for Harrow County Complete Edition.
Yeah, Rudak. Whenever you get a chance, just go to the beginning of the video. There is some good show and tell in there. Any good manga suggestions for weekend reading?
Oh. You know, one of my favorite manga that I don't think gets talked about enough is Blame. And I don't remember the name of the cartoonist who does that. But it's very good. Very sort of minimalist. The storyline doesn't make a ton of sense, but I find it super compelling nevertheless.
Tetsumu Nahi? I looked it up. TSUTOMUNIHEI.
You want to put it in the chat?
Yes.
I think they might have done like a Netflix anime of Blame that wasn't very good. But I don't remember.
Does what I put in the chat look right?
I don't know.
Is it Blame with the exclamation mark?
Yes, it is Blame.
Okay.
Girl from the Other Side is like a dark Ghibli story. The artwork is beautiful. Oh, that sounds cool. Oh, I know which one you're talking about, Keith. Yeah, that thing is gorgeous. Witch Hat Atelier is also gorgeous and really fun and sweet.
Mark is hoping that the Lonesome Hunters collection will mean that Dark Horse is already given the thumbs up for a third arc.
that is not the case yet, but I really am hopeful that that will become the case soon.
So tell people about Lonesome Hunters.
Yeah.
And if you're interested, go ahead and put in your pre-orders. Michael says they don't read a bunch, but the last manga they read was Miyazaki's Shauna's Journey.
Oh, interesting.
It was beautiful, and it was nice to see his early stuff.
Oh, is that the one he did before he did Princess Mononoke? Not Princess Mononoke. Nausicaa?
Yes, Michael says.
Okay. Yeah, I saw something about that this week, it seems like. And I did not know it existed until just this week.
Sorry.
I like Miyazaki's cartooning a lot. I have Nausicaa, the giant 2-volume edition, and I have never finished it because I just have such a hard time reading in that format. Because I cannot read it in bed. It's too big.
Michael says that you can see Proto Nausicaa in the book.
Yeah, I believe it. I think Miyazaki is one of those guys with like a strong perspective, a strong point of view with everything he does. That everything feels a little bit related, even when it's like totally, separate universes or whatever.
Bovi has been rereading Monster.
Oh, I've never read Monster. I should give it a shot, though.
Rudak says Happiness is by Shuzo Oshimi.
Phoenix Song. Oh, yeah. Just about any of Osamu Tezuka's stuff is really good. I liked Phoenix Song, and I really liked the one that I can't remember what it's called, where the people turn into wolf people. They drink the water. There's some village where if you drink the water, it'll turn you into a little wolf person.
That sounds cool.
That's really good.
Dylan's been meaning to continue to read Kaiju number 8.
Oh, yeah, I'm the same way. I need to finish 20th Century Boys. I think I'm on like volume 4 or 5 of the omnibuses.
The new Ghibli movie already come out?
Yeah, the Boy and the Heron has been out for like a month or two.
Oh.
But it's not streaming. I think it's still only in theaters.
It's not streaming. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, right, Rudak? Those 20th Century Boys really like cook. And they even feel like they get stretched out a little bit. Like it feels a little stretched out longer than it needs to be, but they still read really fast.
Keith asks, is anyone else excited for the Dead Boy Detective show?
I don't know. That's on Netflix, right? I should check it out. We haven't had a Netflix account for a while and have not seen the Sandman show either. And that might be fun to check out.
The Sandman show?
Yeah, there's a
I
Sandman.
thought you...
And the Dead Boy Detectives is like from the Sandman universe or whatever.
You did a cover for the Dead Boy Detectives once.
I did do a Dead Boy Detectives cover.
People like Sandman.
Yeah.
Ultraman is another manga.
Well, I think I might be done for the night, guys. I still have quite a bit to do on this, though. I got it. I think, well, no, there's a little bit more painting I want to do. Like, I think the next thing to do is to do my black ink pass. I'll try to save that for next Friday, but the person who commissioned this does need to get it eventually. I need to finish this friggin' thing.
I do have one more announcement that we forgot.
Oh, what's the announcement?
The Four Color Fantasies comic shop is fundraising for a charity called Lit Volunteers for the Winchester area.
Yes, it's for a literacy program in their area. So if you go to the Four Color Fantasies Facebook page, you can bid on. I did 2 sketch covers for them. I did Lando Calrissian, which I actually did on the stream a long time ago, like almost a year ago, I think. So you could watch me paint it, and then you could go bid on it to actually own it yourself. And I also did a sketch cover for an image book called Mercy that I think turned out beautiful. It's like a purple colored, it's like a black ink drawing with purple airbrush over it that I think
like
turned out really nice. Yeah, it looks like a Gibson Girl, which is I was trying to do a Gibson Girl riff on it.
So the auction started the 1st of this month, but it ends on the 4th of May.
Yeah, so you still have many weeks to be able to bid on it.
But time flies by
But
fast.
The more you bid on it, the higher the price will go, and the more money they will raise for literacy in the area. And Four Color Fantasies is a great shop with a great crew running the place over there. So they're worth checking out anyway.
Dylan, I thought he said Stand Man too.
Stand Man?
That's what I thought you said.
Stephen King's The Stand Man.
So yeah, I think that was the last announcement. But everybody like the stream. If you like it, oh jeez, did you
Louise.
just throw something?
No, I bonked one of those clips that I got on my side of my desk, and it went flying.
Cooper says, this is my favorite new channel. Love being back on a Friday watching you work.
Thanks, Cooper.
That was a little bit ago.
But I think you might have missed some of the yellow above the left shoe. I do not know what you're seeing, Dylan.
I think I do. It's the curtain. There's shadow here, but not there.
Oh, the shadow. I was looking for yellow that I was missing. But yeah, I think that is correct. Like that should be. trying to get like the shadow of the wall being cast from the backside of the curtains. Like the curtains are a little translucent.
It's reading like that for me.
Good. You know, I do want to make this a little darker up here.
So not quite done yet.
Yeah, no, I keep finding stuff to do.
More commenting, I like it upside down. It's almost like it's from his perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about doing it upside down, but I might have to change my mind on that because it does look... It makes for a little bit more of like a mind fuck to look at it upside down like this.
Yeah. Keith asks, how does it look sideways?
Not quite as good. It kind of works though. I should sign like each corner so that the commissioner who gets this can actually decide how they want to hang it.
Sideways looks good, people say.
Yeah, it does actually make sense like this. Like, it doesn't make as much sense to me this way.
No.
Where he's like sort of got his back down and his face up. Like, I think it wants to be, if it's sideways, it wants to be this way.
It's nice even like not completely horizontal, being crooked. What? Mark says it would be interesting to see a Colonel Weird story where he's always shown right side up and the world around him is rotated.
Yeah, that would be fun.
But it says, but it's Colonel Weird, so the least sense is the way to go.
Nope, it's true. Alright, I think I'm going to call it quits on this guy. I might continue next week, but I don't know. I might try to get it done before then. If I do get it done next week, I'll probably still have it on hand so I can show you guys what it looks like next week. Yeah, Mark, just read the comic upside down. Okay, that's it, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out. This has been a really terrible week for comics stuff. And I hope everybody out there is doing okay. Yeah, it's hard. It's like, I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff about comics industry that I would love to talk about, but I think I'm a little bit too emotionally fucked up right now to talk about it in a rational way.
And certainly not at the very end.
Yeah, and not at the end of the stream. Like, we're going to go have a nice weekend, and everybody's going to chill out and come back next week ready to go.
Yeah,
but
like Mark said, don't forget to tell the people you love that you love Harrow County and Lonesome Hunters.
And for reals, tell the people that you love how much you love them. I love all you guys. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you next Friday. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.